I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody.
You guessed it, Pressure Points with your two favorite hosts. I'm D. This is Fire Smoke AJ. We're coming at you with Season 7, Episode 15, Alexander Cucks Persia, as told by guest in studio, Abby. My girlfriend's walking us through Alexander the Great's best sexual exploits. So find us on Instagram, Patreon, and pointsopressure.com. Let's get to it!
Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass.
You see, now I have to fill the dead air as people are switching seats in the studio live.
As everything gets fucking switched
as
up.
As we put the guest on one of the good microphones.
Yeah.
Hey,
you may
I'm
go ahead and lean in, give us a one-liner.
I got demoted.
That if you might recognize that from seasons 1 through 3.
I think
maybe 4.
Through halfway through 4. Season 1 through 4
yeah.
and 4 and not a half.
Yeah, so that's the old microphone. So it might sound a little funky because we are now we're in the hot seat. Me and Abby are in the hot seat. So we'll get slightly picked up by the back of that microphone.
Get ready to get derailed from the end of the fucking table.
Great.
Oh yeah. Fantastic. So Abby, where did you go to college in history? No, I'm just kidding.
Fucking nowhere.
Yeah, me neither.
Google Academy.
Anybody can make a podcast. And luckily mine's not an alt-right podcast.
As shown over 7 seasons of Pressure Points.
Yeah, honestly,
exactly.
I'll be honest. Most of my information I got from Netflix from a documentary. And they did it really, really well.
I mean,
it's like one of those live action documentaries.
It's a series as well.
It's like
Cleopatra with Jada Smith, right?
No, God, no.
Yeah.
I was going to ask your opinion on that.
I haven't watched it, so...
Good, me neither.
It's because it's a part of the Smith Corporation. She hates the Smiths.
I have a book that's about Cleopatra and, like, literally her time from an infant until her death.
Mm-hmm. At what point in her life did she... never mind. I was going to say something very inflammatory. I'm skipping that.
You can say it.
Nah, we're
over
okay.
that one.
Okay. Cool.
Now that we have all the mood lighting done in the studio.
Yeah, we have a bunch of candles around us.
Yeah.
So we're really getting into the Roman vibe here.
Little mini seance,
We got two big dudes just trying to get at each other. We're getting... I guess that's more Greek.
What have I gotten myself into?
Yeah. So D specifically, how was your week?
Oh, it was good. Yeah. Standard, as usual. Nothing new, nothing crazy.
You're so boring.
I went to... Christian Memorial on Saturday.
Is that like an elementary school? I'm
No,
pretty sure you're
no,
not supposed to be within 500 feet of those.
It's a knockoff of Christian Mingle.
Oh, okay.
LDSsingles.org. Check it out. Find me on there.
We should make a
ding,
Pressure
ding,
Points
ding.
account. Do you want to take these two dudes?
all left swipes. Yeah, went down for like a celebration of life thing. A lot of it surprises me how different like other Christians are from Mormons when they're like Jesus. I love the Jesus. Praise Jesus. And I'm like, it always catches me off guard. I'm like, wait, what the fuck was that?
Yeah,
What the
turns
hell?
out that's what Christianity is. That's because Mormons
Who
aren't
would've thought?
Christian.
But yeah, it's I hate church. It always makes me really sleepy. I will say though,
I almost fell asleep.
the music that they have at these 100,000 times better than like Mormon hymns.
Hell yeah.
Because it's like a guy with an acoustic guitar and they're singing like shit you would hear on like alternative radio, but it's about Jesus. You're like this sucks. Like I'm not jamming out to this, but in my opinion, it gives people that need that more hope than singing like
My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Yeah,
Something
praise
like that,
to the man. It's just
That's
like...
what Jake said. He leans over to me in the middle. He's like, can you imagine if all of a sudden we're sitting here singing, praise to the man who
singing about Joseph Smith.
Jehovah.
It's just like
Jesus.
it's goofy.
Oh, Jesus. Get it?
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, so Abby, how's your week been?
Good.
Basically
I went
the same.
to a Christian memorial.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
dude. Honestly,
did
it
they have music
surprises
too?
me. Yeah, it surprises me.
That's
Honestly.
crazy.
Really awkward.
How different it is from Mormons.
Super awkward as a first date.
You guys are like
Let me be
that.
honest.
You guys are like that. What's that movie? It's like Cars or Wreck or something. Where
Cars?
Cars 2.
No, I think it's a Cronenberg where the people are like they get off to car accidents, but it's you guys are getting off to Christian memorial
Yeah,
services.
that's exactly.
It's called Monsters Inc.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, you mean the documentary?
Yeah, Monsters Incorporated.
Oh,
All right.
Lord.
Well, yeah.
How was yours? How was your
It was
week?
good. Saw the Spy Family movie.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot we did
I
that
had some
too.
sushi with some idiots.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it was good. It was good though. It was chill. More interviews coming up.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm so burnt out at work.
I
I'm not
don't
doing.
blame you.
I'm not doing anything.
Good. Good.
And we're going camping in the next couple of weeks or something. It's
Without me, it's
yeah,
fine.
you're not allowed.
Yeah.
It's just a boys' trip.
Just a little boys trip.
Yep. But we're that Friday that we're leaving. Don't dox me. It's a blackout date at my work, so I'm gonna call in sick.
Yes.
Fuck them. It's a deadline.
Date?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so dumb.
They're so stupid. Hey, even my boss, even my manager was like, "Oh, it looks like you're getting sick that day, aren't you?" When I told her,
They're like,
she's like, "I
"Whoopsies."
think that's a blackout day." She's like, "Well, it looks like you're getting sick, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am."
Well,
That's
that's good.
good.
At least
Yeah.
they weren't cunty about it.
Yeah, no, it's changed a lot. Which
Good.
is nice. And if you are passionate about Excel,
God.
Most tech jobs now.
yeah, seriously.
I don't know. I don't think a company should just be built off of Excel.
Microsoft Excel.
Especially something that's dealing with like FERPA, private
Oh,
information,
God.
HIPAA.
Hey, it's
you know.
neither here nor
Anyway,
there, right? That's okay.
anyway.
That's fine. I like that we're a large college that still uses PayPal.
Oh, I
We
forgot.
still get PayPal receipts in my group's email, which has nothing to do with money, which is a giant federal FERPA violation.
Oh my God.
Because if it doesn't pertain to us, we shouldn't know anything about it. And now I know that so-and-so paid $110 to take the entrance fee or whatever. I don't know how much it is or
I don't
what they're for.
know.
I don't look at them. 90% of the time, I just go delete, delete, delete. What's that? Was I supposed to answer that?
Delete,
Sucks,
delete,
delete,
delete.
delete. They'll email back if it's important.
Thanks. Next.
Oh my God.
All
Mute
right.
the
Well,
phones.
what do you have for us today?
Yeah, you want to take it away?
What's on the
Yeah.
menu, boss?
Do you guys want to look at my map?
Yeah.
I drew
So
a
what
map.
part of this world is
It's
this?
like,
This will be...
What part of this world is this?
Did I say that?
okay.
Hold on, I gotta get my
Are you
my
gonna-
phone
you're gonna
out.
take a picture? It's
I am
so
gonna Take
bad.
a picture.
It's
it will be
not-
on our Instagram.
Did
It's
you-
not accurate.
Did you freehand this or did you trace it?
I freehanded it as best as I could.
The
'Cause
Black
I left,
Sea,
I left.
not my America.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
Okay,
So-
okay.
It's not
did
bad.
Did you draw it based off of the map that we have hanging up?
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
I was hoping you just like
So
turned
we're-
around and just.
So
No.
where is mandatory Palestine on this?
Mandatory power.
Yeah, the British colony we talked about last week.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
Wow, wow. Typical Americentric.
Get out of here.
A typical Americentric education. No, this is gonna be a. I can poke more fun at this guest than any in the past because
I don't want to do
she's
this anymore.
she's actually paying me to be here indirectly.
Yeah,
I
true.
guess. Yeah, I guess that's true. Isn't that funny?
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. So I got the map. I've got
You-
encyclopedic knowledge of the map.
Basically, are like a cartographer at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Because
I'm a
you
master
are.
cartographer.
Yeah,
That-
you're the cartographer.
You have just automatically gained my knowledge
Yeah.
by looking at it.
You're
amazing.
never mind. that joke was not going anywhere.
Oh, good lord! I'm gonna.
Hey, you want some
I'm
brownie?
gonna rip this out of my little notebook real quick.
Ooh, ASMR. That's probably not gonna be heard in the final product.
Okay, so Alex grew up here in this tiny little place called Pella. Okay,
Pella,
and
north of Greece.
this is do you kind of see where like Sparta is, Athens? It's very north of that.
So north of Greece, kind of. There's the Mediterranean Sea. Just so for the
Right.
the people who aren't on our Instagram jerks, Mediterranean Sea has Greece in it. Right at the tippy top is Pella.
And then as soon as Pella kind of reaches up, you get a little bit higher up until where little two nipples touch together, or penis tips, whatever you
Yeah,
want to.
two tips touch.
Two tips touch.
Little tip touch.
Right at the Black Sea, and then it comes down into what's called Asia Minor. Now this is a big part in Alexander's journey.
Okay.
But so he's son of Philip II.
Oh my God, what a name!
I know. And his wife or his mom is basically Olympias, but like that was not her original name. Apparently.
That was just like her moniker?
No, sort of. So apparently her name used to be like Myrtle.
Oh, okay, fair.
And-
Totally fair. Like, why do you think I go by D?
Or
Yes.
Myrtale. I could be completely wrong, but like it just looks like Myrtle, and it's like, oh, you know. But
Fucking Myrtle.
but when she and Philip got married, Philip goes to the Olympics and wins. And in celebration, she's like, all right, I'm changing my name to Olympias. And everyone was like,
Now that we got,
Yeah,
now
thank
that,
God.
now that we got that
Glow
gold,
up.
now we got
Glow
that
up.
Philip
fucking
was like,
gold
thank
medal
God,
money.
now we have the perfect excuse.
Perfect. Finally, my bitch of a wife.
God,
They
it's
sold
so
off his
bad.
medal to change her name.
Yeah. Sorry,
I
up.
should also mention, she was one of 7 wives of
Oh,
Philip
shit.
II.
So was
Yeah.
Philip II like a king?
Yeah, he was a king.
Oh, okay. I
He
didn't know
was
that.
a
I just said
king.
that as a joke.
He was
but...
the king of Macedon,
which
which is the king of Macedonian. Macedon was just like the capital, more or less.
good old Macedonia. That's where my favorite type of nut comes from.
Oh,
The
nice.
Macedonia nut.
White chocolate Macedonia.
Yeah, white chocolate
It's the
Macedonia nut
best.
cookies.
The fucking
My
best.
favorite.
Nice and crunchy. But anyway, so and she was okay with it. She was kind of just like, you know, like she was a foreign princess too. She's not even Macedonian either. So
She's
and that
okay
comes
with
into
it.
play later.
She's okay with it because no one's calling her Myrtle anymore.
No,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's why
Exactly.
she's
been
like,
freed
she's like, okay, you
of
can
the
have,
ugly chain.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can have 7 other wives. Like, I just don't fucking call me Myrtle.
Yeah.
Don't let me be the ugly named wife.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, God. So basically, Alex growing up learned under Aristotle himself. Okay.
Jesus.
All
So-
right. So a fucking nerd.
I mean, he technically kind of was a little
To a
nerd,
liar.
more or less.
Wasn't Aristotle like a liar? I don't know.
I don't.
Or, no. I'm thinking of someone completely. Never
I was
mind.
like, I don't know.
No.
No, you're thinking of Socrates.
Yeah, Socrates.
Yeah, Socrates.
But so basically, he ends up becoming a poet, ends up becoming a philosopher,
Typical
What a
art
stud.
school.
ends up becoming
Did he
an
play
investigator.
Did he end up playing an acoustic guitar at all the college parties?
No, actually, I don't think he did
because
that.
that's the energy I'm
but
getting.
honestly,
No, he played a little like
blonde
like,
hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Macedonian.
He had a quick fire harp.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
Perfect. That's perfect. Oh, my
the worst
God.
music ever. So what did he investigate? Like crimes?
No, it's more of like investigation of other cultures, other religions, and it comes into
And
play.
foreign
You'll-
exchange students.
You'll kind of figure out his investigation skills along his military journey.
Batman level investigation skills.
like John Batman.
Yeah, he even has like
the John Batman.
he even
That's a
has
real guy.
John
his
Jacob
own
Batman.
styled steel, you know,
Oh yeah.
little eagles he throws at people.
And
So
harps.
growing up, especially, his dad was basically like, if you're like not Greek, you should basically be a slave, and you
Ooh,
should
nice.
you should work for us.
It's
and
crazy
help
that those
us
sentiments
be
are still
as
here.
Greeks. I know, isn't that so interesting?
Like that famous Joe Biden quote. If you ain't Democrat, you ain't black, or whatever
God,
the fuck
dude.
it was.
I have no idea what the fuck
I
I don't
don't
remember
even
what
know.
it
I'm
was.
gonna take that at complete face
but,
value.
yeah. Oh, it's something like that. It's phenomenal. It's great.
God no!
Like, did he mix up
Yeah.
the
And Dad,
things?
Alexander the Great's dad was like, "Hey, Greek don't crack."
Yeah.
basically, it was basically that. It was just so insane.
Oh, that's a sticker. I gotta write that down. Keep going.
And this definitely also comes into play a lot, and also while he's in the military and in his exploits. But this was like 2,000 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Like this is a long
What
time
year?
ago.
What year did this start? What year?
332 BC.
Was it that when he was
That's
born?
when he was born.
That's a long time ago. Before
Yeah.
Christ.
Before our
can't
Lord and
take it
Savior.
I'm sorry. I'm
can't
sorry.
say
Yeah, it's a lot harder to derail D
Yeah.
when he's focused on.
No,
And I
it's
always
'cause-
try to, so
it's
that's my
because-
bad.
So as
He's
a
used
tip,
to it.
as a tip to any
Ignore me
future
and roll
guests we have,
pass.
any current or future guests we have,
We'll be nicer to you.
Good Lord.
ignore AJ 90% of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
I
just
can't.
talk over him.
I
That's the best
should.
way to do it.
I should.
It really is.
So, basically, Philip has like a party, and he invites Alex, who apparently now 20 years old, is in Illyria, which is north of Pella, if I remember correctly. And Alex is there because he's like, I need to find myself. I need to. I need to figure out my place in this
A
world.
little romantic over
And
here.
I love in the documentary because he literally is shown with his companion Hephaestus,
He goes,
Ooh,
I need to
hot.
find myself and get my dick sucked.
which is literally
That's literally what it was.
It's literally said that his is his greatest love.
Like Abraham Lincoln and his personal bodyguard.
Exactly. That
Or
perfect example.
Crowley.
Yeah,
Crowley
another
and his
another
assistant.
perfect example.
It is. You don't know what I'm talking about, but
I
it actually
know.
is if you know the story of Crowley.
Just like that famous documentary, Mike Wazowski and Sully.
Yeah. Oh, just like pressure points, D and AJ.
Well, it's
You
canon.
guys are so smart. I should be on so many more episodes with you guys.
Holy shit. Yeah, anytime. I'm having a blast.
So, and then basically, I think what happens is the reason why Alex also had left was because previously Philip, his dad, was holding a party. They're all getting drunk, having a good time,
Nice.
as Greeks do. And at one point, one of Philip's generals looks over at Alexander and he's basically like, you're basically a bastard son because your mother is a foreigner and you will never ascend to the throne. And Philip is like, all right. And Alex is like, you're not gonna
back me
defend
up?
me? You're not gonna like I'm your fucking son. And he's just like, I can't believe you would fucking get mad at me about my friend. Like, Alex, I'm gonna have you
What
killed.
a good dad. What a good dad.
And so Alex is
Father
like,
of the year.
fuck you, Dad. I'm running away. So at this point, Alex is like, I have no idea what to do with my fucking life because he also has his mother, Olympia, who's basically like, oh, Alex, you are the son of Zeus. You are
that whole
the
thing.
chosen
Oh,
one.
God.
You are chosen by the gods to be king of Macedonia. And
That's not going to go to his head.
so when Alex is 20, he gets summoned by his dad when his dad is having his daughter, or Alex's sister, have a marriage to some, foreign warlord, whatever. It's a standard when it comes to, royalty and all of that shit. So Alex goes back and God, sorry. And he gets to the wedding and he meets his mom, and his mom is just like, she's so devious. And all of the historians are
Wow,
like,
could have never pegged Myrtle as a devious type.
I know, yeah. You would never think someone who's named Myrtle.
Yeah,
would
the
be
fucking the name of a Disney villainess.
I know.
Is it?
I don't know, but it sounds
It
like
sounds
it.
like it. I don't watch enough Disney, apparently.
And while it happens, so basically, he's having a good time. Everyone's having a good time. And his dad approaches him and is just like, hey, so no hard feelings, right?
No hard feelings. I'm going to have you killed. But...
And Alex is kind of like, well, I mean, kind of, yeah. And his dad's like, no, just put it all behind us. I have,
Just fucking gaslights
I
him.
have
Will you
big
drink
plans.
this? Will you drink this for me?
Right? He's
Don't
like,
do
I
this.
have big plans. I intend to invade Persia. So Alex is like, well, that actually does sound pretty enticing and something I've always kind of held an interest a little bit.
Yeah, conquering.
Right? And so he...
I also don't mind Daddy's approval
I-
once again.
Yeah.
Dude. Well, and then it
So
also
he's a little-
benefit Philip, because at that time it was just like everyone knew father and son had a fallout.
Yeah.
Son ran away all the way to a different basically, country. And
I had no idea that Alexander the Great had daddy issues.
I know.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
did
know
not
that.
know this. Yeah.
Who would have fucking thought? But so at the party, everyone's having a good time, and everyone sees, oh yeah, I reconciled everything with my son. Everything's
Yeah,
good.
everything looks
Everything's
good.
So he gets up. Philip gets up, and he's like, "Welcome everyone to the party." And then the soldier on his left, I think it's Peltonius or something like that. Peltonius.
I wish we had names. Like
Dude.
I
Oh
know.
my
They're
God.
really cool, aren't they?
Except for his
Yeah.
mom's
I gotta
name.
find
that. Except
Everything's
for
been
fucking
really
Myrtle.
cool
Except
so
for
far.
Myrtle. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Man, I wish we had names like Philip and Alex still.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
Oh, God.
yeah, right. I wish.
Oh Jesus, yeah, it's so bad. I can't remember his name, but anyway, one of his trusted advisors, more or less, just grabs a knife and stabs Philip right in front of everyone, right in his nice little lung,
Damn.
Nice.
and Philip dies. So
Well, at least he reconciled with his child first.
I know, right? Isn't that-
Privately.
Privately. Yeah.
God, yeah, it was basically to the side of the party. Like, even he sent his own like new wife away.
Oh, God.
And was like, Alex. So basically now he's dead. And his new wife, I think her name was I need to find the fucking page. Sorry.
No, you're good.
You're good. You're good.
I can't remember how to say her name, but I think it's Eurydice or Eurydice.
I mean, that's bad. You're a dykey?
Bullshit.
Stop.
No way.
I don't buy it.
No way. That you're pronouncing things like we do.
Hey, I wish.
Hold on, let me
I
look
wish
at
they
this.
had names like that still. Am I right, guys?
Okay, that is spot on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying,
Shut the
though.
fuck
I
up.
don't know if
Yeah,
you can
you're-
see
you're-
it. Okay. Anyway,
Damn.
so and
Hey,
she.
you said it, not us.
Yeah.
So we're okay. You're the guest.
Yeah, you're allowed to
Shut
say
up!
that.
Shut up! So basically, at that point, Hephaestus is like, Alex, now is the time.
Oh, seize.
Yeah, step in.
Olympia moves to Alex. Alex, now is the time. So
Hell
Alex
yeah.
is like, okay, I am now legitimate king of Macedon. And now
Hell yeah.
I am going to lead this conquest on
yeah, get
to
it.
Persia. He was only 20 years old, and he's like,
Jesus.
Damn.
this is happening.
I hadn't even discovered drugs yet.
I know,
What
I
the
know. You're
fuck?
like, what the fuck? How can anyone be like, all right, this is happening? And
I mean, I guess if you got a mom who's like scheming and you're Greek. or
no,
whatever.
exactly.
You've been playing political theater your whole fucking life.
Well, I love that so much.
Okay,
Greek don't crack.
There may be
Make it
a
a
sticker
new-
on the merch store.
A
Shop dot.
sticker, a shirt, that would be really good too.
Shop dot.
Shop.pointsopressure.com.
Pressure.com.
I was like, I don't know what it is.
You gotta make it a circle.
They only do square stickers on that website. I don't know
Never
why.
mind. Fuck
That
me.
sucks.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm gonna invert it. Sorry to
You're good.
derail.
You're good. No worries, man. No worries here. So, at this point, Alex has to stay at IG. I think it's considered IG.
We never pronounce anything correctly here. You're
I think
fine. You're totally fine.
And he stays there to kind of quell everything after the assassination happens. So, at this point, one of Philip II's generals, what's his fucking name?
That's the worst part about
Attalus.
these.
Yeah,
I know.
100%.
Well, and it's so because it's like they only show up for a little bit in
Yeah.
the story and then they're gone. Attalus was one of Philip II's generals, and he's sitting basically at Asia Minor, at the tips, at the little tips.
yeah.
And they just had a heavy loss. They just lost about 4,000 infantry at this point at the battle.
And they're fighting Persians?
Yes, they're fighting Persians. So, here's where we go over to the Persian side and learn a little bit more about Darius III.
Well, I watched 300 in preparation for this,
Oh
so
my
I know
God,
all
no!
about I know all about the Persians.
No!
Accurate as fuck. Never end the episode. We're just gonna play 300
Yeah,
on microphone the rest.
the entire time.
And and just for like clarity's sake, this is like this is well after Xerxes.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
you know, everything like that. This is well after the Peloponnesian War and everything.
What's this nerd speak? I don't know what that is. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, you pronounced it right. What the fuck?
What the?
But anyway, so Darius III was only king of Persia because of who he married, his wife Satira.
Hell yeah.
And
Satira.
Satira was just part of a royal line. And coincidentally, Darius fell into his position of royalty through, a lot of Persian rulers were poisoned
Oh no.
Oh my God.
right before he gained the throne.
Now, I'm
Oh,
curious. At the
weird.
time, did Persia and like this whole time period, did they view poison as? I know that this is like kind of the thing in this old school way of thinking, is they
Right.
were like, oh, poison is like the women's women's weapon. Like it was like this kind of, people were like,
Definitely
fuck
not
Darius.
that.
Oh,
Not,
okay.
not
I wasn't.
back then.
I wasn't
everybody
sure.
was
Poison was everyone was using
I just wasn't
poison
sure
at
if
that
like
time.
there was a view on him that was like, oh, he couldn't fucking,
Well,
he didn't like stab them in the streets. He just poisoned them. What
Well,
a
a lot of
bitch.
people did stab people in the streets.
No, yeah, that happened too.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, poison was well commonly used. And specifically in Persia, it's very different, vastly different from the Greeks, where the Greeks are like, we're chosen by the gods and we have living gods among us, where Persia is, we have no living gods among us and we must please the gods. And they don't always please us, no matter how hard we try sometimes, you know? So very vastly different outlooks on God specifically, which is really, really interesting when these civilizations clash together.
For real.
So basically, Darius hears that Alexander has now, Attalus has had war, is attacking. They're on his land now. And Darius doesn't take it too seriously. I mean, he's like, he's a kid. He's 20 years old. At this time, I think Darius is 44. So he's like, this is a kid. I'm not going to take this guy seriously.
He's a kid who fell upwards.
They just
Yeah.
and then they just finished a civil war amongst themselves. It's how
Oh,
Philip
yeah.
II became king, and
So they're not really stable.
Yeah,
Like-
and so Darius is like,
plus he had fucking daddy issues with his dad that's now
Yeah.
dead.
so basically, where Darius stays is Babylon, and Babylon at this time was the bank of Persia. Anything going, because if you think about it, it was like the center of where they're getting all of
just
everything.
everything. So just a
It's
really good central
fully
location.
filtering right into Babylon. So that was their bank. So at this point, news goes into Babylon of Attalus's attack. So Darius is like, well, I don't want to waste troops. I don't want to try to starve them out, because that's basically what his first two advisors tell him to do, which are Mazaeus and Bessus. And both of them are just like, well, we can make this easy so we can just burn all the crops and starve them out.
Easy, yeah, that's a way to do it.
And Darius, actually nobly, is like, no, because we're going to starve our own people doing that too.
No.
So,
Wow, what a great guy.
and it was, well,
I'm
at
on
that
team,
time, it was
I'm
like
on Team Darius.
a Persian king showing sympathy to, so all of this Asia Minor, all the way down to basically Tyre is like half Greek
Hey, real quick,
that have been under Persian rule.
could you stop talking about Asian miners on our show?
Get out of here!
that, only D's allowed to talk about
outta
Asian
here.
miners on our show.
Whoa.
No,
Back
I
the
will
fuck-
not. Don't tell me what to fucking do. Okay. So he sends Mazaeus and his his general Menmon, his best general, and is like, just take care of the rest if they don't accept our offer. So Darius doesn't take it too seriously. He says, okay, send them an offer first and just bribe them. I mean, the Greeks, we know how the Greeks work. They love to be bribed, because apparently almost half of Darius's forces were Greek mercenaries because they were being paid way more, and were basically well off. Being under the Persians and working for the Persians.
Well,
which is interesting.
It directly correlates to the fact that Babylon had just fucking cash flow.
I mean, it was almost 50% of the population.
Damn.
In Babylon, it had 150 million people.
Jeez.
So it was huge. So Attalus gets the bribe, and at this point is where there's a critical moment where Alex must gain the trust of these soldiers, because they're Philip II soldiers. They're not some kids.
Yeah.
Soldiers.
He has to get the respect kind of them because he's so young.
Oh, so young. And at this point, they'd only seen Alex as I wouldn't say flamboyant, more or less, but they hadn't really seen his like manly side.
I mean,
I would say
up to this point, they've only seen this.
Like he did do battle.
Yeah, I mean,
he did do battle,
but they've only seen this side of him that's like, oh, I'm a philosopher. I study the arts. I always carry that harp thing on me.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
He's never really had a moment to prove himself. And I mean, especially with the fucking Greeks, they're gonna be like, nah, you got to put your dick on the table, boss.
Right.
Like you need to prove to this entire army you can actually do shit.
Yeah.
So it's fair.
And Alex struggles with this the entire time, which is, understandably so, because this was considered to be an impossible conquest at the time. I mean, Persia,
to take over his dad's war halfway through.
Not even halfway through. It felt like it was the very beginning of it at that point.
Jesus.
So it's just so crazy. So it's going right back to Pella, just real quick. Olympia finds out that basically I don't want to butcher your name, and I don't want you guys to make fun of me for saying it again.
No,
you're a Daika.
So you're a Daiki.
I'll say it.
I can't remember. You're a Dicey. You're a Daiki. Finds out that she was pregnant and has a daughter. She is Macedonian. This could affect Alex's legitimacy to the heir.
Oh,
gotta kill that baby.
So she kills it.
Hell yeah!
And there's an actual excerpt of her dragging the babe over a bronze fire.
Oh my god!
Nice.
Hell yeah!
And letting it burn to a
metal.
crisp.
That is metal.
And because of that, Eurydice slits her throat and kills herself.
Jesus Christ!
And Alex finds this out and is like, "Mom, what the fuck?
What the fuck? You set me up."
And she's like, "Well, at least now you don't have anyone standing in your way of legitimacy." And he's like, I don't know what you're trying to do here, but you need to stop.
You're going a little far there.
At this point, Mama's like, okay, well, in order to let me convince you, let's have a ritual. Back then, rituals had a lot of psychedelics and hallucinogens.
His mom just goes,
she drugs him.
She goes, "Hey, put your hand in this box. You're gonna experience the most pain in your life."
Dude, Jesus Christ! It was just insane.
Yeah, I love that.
Burning.
Oh, and then there's Mongolian throat singing.
Yeah. Wait a minute, is this the backstory to Dune? What the fuck is this?
Wait, are you talking about Paul? Lisan al-Gaib! Lisan al-Gaib! Is his name Paul Atreides?
Oh my god, it lines up perfectly with Dune. I don't know how this happened.
That's crazy.
So basically, she drugs Alex, and in it, he has a hallucination of his mother he sees Mount Olympus. And his mother
he mounts
says
his mom Olympus.
Exactly. No. And basically
he sees
his
Olympus
mom is
as
like,
mounts.
"Okay, you are legitimately the son of Zeus. Here's your proof."
Damn.
And Alex wakes up and is like, "Okay, I am redefined."
So she 100% gave him a bunch of drugs and then stood in front of him with a painting of a mountain and just repeated, "You're the son of Zeus, you're the son of Zeus, you're the son of Zeus, you're the son of Zeus." You really doing all the laundry. You're the son of Zeus. You're the son of Zeus. You know.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest.
You're
though,
gonna take the trash out at least once a week.
if I can have somebody do that for me during a mushroom trip, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're like, "Hey, you're awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome.
You're awesome.
Here's a picture of you with a six pack abs and really big biceps.
You love kale.
Cool.
You love kale.
Yeah, you're cool. You're awesome. You only eat healthy, and I'd come out of it and be like, "Holy shit,
protein." Yeah. Only protein.
If you're willing to do that, reach out to us.
Yeah, reach out. If you want to Sherpa us on a mushroom trip.
Oh my god, dude, it's so good. So, basically, Attalus now sends word at this point to Alex saying, "Hey, Persian king tried to bribe me. Here's the bribe. Here's a letter of me telling him, fuck off. I don't need your fucking bribe." And at this point, Hephaestus is kind of hesitant because he's like, "Alex, now is the time for you to show these men what you're capable of.
You got to show these men what I know you're capable of."
But now I'm worried because Darius might use any means necessary to get as many Greeks as he can on his side, and it might work.
That's
Alex,
a good point. Yeah.
Alex is steadfast. He's like, Greeks are Greek.
He goes, "Yo, listen, Greek don't crack, baby.
Greek don't
And
crack.
they're gonna know. They're gonna know. They're gonna know not to fucking defy me." And a lot of historians think this was the tipping point of both the conqueror Alexander and the tyrant Alexander.
Nice. That's my favorite one.
That's fair,
right.
yeah.
And so basically now that Alex knows that he needs to have like a good impression on the soldiers, he gets to the next place of battle.
He decimates them in the literal sense of the term.
I think it's Magnesa. I think Magnesa.
Milk of magnesia.
Magnesa, I think is what it's called. And
Milks off magnesia.
no, stop that. So, how does Alex he comes to the battlefield with 32,000 infantry and one of the best 5,000 cavalry ever. Okay, how is he going to convince all of these soldiers that what he's doing is okay?
Oh, I know. I know.
Yes.
He's going to take off his armor, get greased up, and 1v1 anybody who wants to challenge him. Says, right here in the fields.
No,
we're breaking it down.
My guess is he walks up and he says, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone."
No. He says.
He doesn't.
No, he
That's
walks
so
up.
funny.
He walks up and said, "I am Lisan al-Gaib. Hey, I'm going to ride this worm."
What do they say when he steps off the ship for the first time?
That's what they're saying. They're saying, "Lisan al-Gaib.
Oh,
Lisan al-Gaib."
That's what.
And then
they're
his
saying.
eyes immediately turn blue.
No, they
God.
turned blue when he was tripping balls saving those people.
Oh my god!
It's like, I recognize your footsteps, old man. I make fun of this movie a lot. I fucking love Dune, though. Dune and the story of Jesus Christ, our Savior. Dune.
And Alexander the Great.
And Alexander the Great.
It is a
perfect.
solid.
Jesus and sci-fi.
Am I right? It's a pressure points trifecta,
Am I right,
baby.
fellas?
So the first thing Alex does when he lands,
We should call him Lexi.
When Lexi lands, is he's like, "Asia is a gift from the gods that's ours."
What a fucking weeb.
And then literally leaves them to go sightseeing for a bit. He's like,
Oh
you
my
know
God.
what? Honestly, you guys are good here.
That was better than what I thought. That's really respectful.
I'm gonna go visit Troy real quick because he had this like weired obsession with Achilles. Like that was his like
God.
favorite hero.
Damn, I
walks
love
up-
that hero has a very obvious weakness.
I know.
What the fuck?
He walks up and he goes, "Hey, Asia is a fucking gift. Also, I'll catch you guys later. I gotta go catch one of those one of those lolly hentai theaters. I'll be
hentai
back.
Conventions
Yeah,
or something.
I'll catch you guys in like an hour and a half."
Yeah.
If you know anything about Achilles' story, though, is Achilles mommy
She dipped
is
him
a
in the river.
nymph.
Mommy.
Is a nymph. She's like a sea nymph.
She's
or
a
whatever.
muscle
Fucking-
mommy.
And
She's a sea nympho.
manipulates the fuck out of Achilles.
Yeah,
so
it's the exact same thing that's happening,
Alex
yeah.
relates
Of
so
course.
much to Achilles in this story.
Yeah.
He goes
I
to
see.
his shrine and steals his armor and his shield
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
shit.
and wears it to the battle.
Jesus Christ.
Does that like
That's-
fire? Is everyone like fuck yeah, or are they like go to
I-
hell?
Wouldn't that
Here's
be
the thing.
disrespectful?
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
curious on.
because if here's the thing with like the fucking Greeks, okay? Like,
Yeah,
and
they're
it's so
fucking weirdos.
fucking weird. If someone claims they're a god and they're a king, they're like, yeah,
Okay.
we
Ah,
believe
okay.
it.
Yeah.
All right, like,
Oh, son of Zeus. Yeah, you can
yeah,
wear Achilles
but
armor.
I mean, the soldiers weren't just like immediately convinced.
Yeah.
yeah.
The battle was gonna show them. And Alex was going to show them in the battle. That was his
He
plan.
just shows
Yeah.
up and
He's sitting in a tent in the back line having tea and biscuits.
and then shows up in an Achilles cosplay,
In an
and they're
Achilles
like,
cosplay.
"Okay, well, let's put your money where your mouth is, kid."
And they slice him right on the ankle.
Dude.
Holy
So-
shit, he's still alive.
Okay, so he
well,
goes
never
sightseeing.
mind.
He steals armor, and he comes back, and he's like, "All right, let's
All
go
right,
fight."
let's go fight.
Jesus.
So they go to this river.
That's me
like,
anytime I go to another country.
Basically between Gordium and Sardis. And the Persians are on one side, Alex is on the other. And they, at this point, I don't think they had any idea that the Persians were actually going to stop them at this river. Because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, they... something with scouts, something with spies. They had a lot of fucking spies. Apparently Persia
okay.
had so many spies
I mean,
that their
makes
movements were
sense.
constantly being traced.
With all that cash, you can pay so many fucking people.
And he brings
And all that body art.
40,000
Yeah.
40,000 Persian men.
Ooh.
5,000 of them were Greek mercenaries.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
Yeah, isn't that
Perfect.
insane?
That's
Like
impressive.
the amount of people working under Persia, because he's just like, I'll give you like
I'll pay you more than they'll pay you.
1,000 talents. And they're like, that's like a year's worth of grain. Yes, please.
Fuck.
So basically, they get word, and right when they arrive at the river, and Parmenion, which is the general under Alex, and he's been a fierce general for 12 years. Like, he is a seasoned general. He's the one who was like, oh, never mind. Completely
Damn.
different.
Okay.
Imagine surviving 12 years of battles back then.
Yeah.
Jesus
God
Christ.
damn.
I can't.
Where a scratch will get infected and kill you immediately.
Yeah.
So
God.
at this point, the soldiers had been marching for 4 days. And when they see that they get word that the Persians are going to meet them at the river, Alex is like, let's fight right here, right now. But that wasn't really custom, right? The custom was you would spend the night, and then you would battle in morning
Yeah, you kinda
all
set
day.
up.
Yeah.
And then you would probably stop a little time at supper time so you could eat, go to bed, get some rest, and then start
time
again in the
out.
next morning.
Time out.
Time
We
out.
need tapas.
Weirdly, oh my god, it's Taco Tuesday. But like weirdly enough, there was a type of like weird chivalry in ancient battle.
Yeah.
And so at this point, Alex is like,
Yeah, Fridays were pizza days, you know.
Yeah.
The
Wednesday,
standard.
bring your kid to work day.
and Alex is like, we're not gonna rest. We're gonna fight them right here and right now because they're not gonna expect us to.
That's fair. That's smart.
And Parmenion is like, okay.
I would be so mad though.
But,
I'd be
like,
bro, what the fuck?
Listen, like
walked for 4
exactly.
days.
That's what
Yeah, in
Parmenion
armor.
tries to argue. He's like, our soldiers are fucking tired, man. They've been literally marching for 4 days after a battle. Like, come on. And
So
Alex is
he's like, you see this white powder?
right? So Alex is like, they need to fucking trust me, and I'm gonna show them. So battle basically ensues, more or less.
Over the river?
Yeah. And Alex catches them by surprise and the historians brought up a really interesting point, catches the horses by surprise. The Persian horses were expecting to still have a whole night of rest, before they
so
were
they're
to
like, "Oh,
engage
God,
in
no."
battle. So now the horses were like, we're fucking beat, man. Like,
Even the horses are like, what about the chivalry of battle?
I know,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
You got
But-
Persian horses these days.
Yeah, Persian horses, am I right?
So Alex manages to get the upper hand at this river with his cavalry because they just go boom straight through it and break it apart, and the only thing that the Persians can do is flee. So
Nice.
Memnon, the general of the Persians, flees, and
He's like, I'm in my
Everyone-
pajamas. I gotta go.
Yeah.
everyone now fucking sees Alex as like confirmed
The
And
god.
And
He's
is
a-
he still in Achilles' armor?
Yeah, 100%.
Fuck yeah.
Here's the thing.
He's a tactical mastermind because
Here's-
he didn't let them sleep first.
Exactly. I don't know. It was just like
What?
so funny. And not only that, but I think what had happened is Alex drew the right side away closest to the... No, I'm lying. I'm completely
Psych.
lying.
You got played if you thought that was
I'm
real.
lying. Basically, yeah, he finds a gap in the Persian line, like always, because apparently Persians only fight with one battle tactic.
Nice.
So
Yeah, sleeping and then having a fucking battle.
Having their supper and their
Yeah.
PJs first.
yeah,
They're all like sipping on their tea and they're like, wait,
Is
they're
that
not.
a horse?
Why are they crossing the river? Hey, what the fuck are they doing? Somebody wake up the horses.
And the horses are like, fuck you.
and I think it was just by sheer luck that they won. Honest to God,
Just caught them so heavily
and
off
because
guard.
of that aspect, the whole the son of Zeus is
Yeah.
like further dug in
Yeah,
to
that-
these guys.
That's
Hell
the
yeah.
evidence right
Okay.
there.
Exactly. They received it just in plain sight. So, Memnon comes back, or I'm pretty sure actually he flees to another fucking city. At that time, Alex takes all of these Greek mercenaries that were fighting, all that they've captured, and he takes them all, ties them up, sits them up. There's probably about, I think they said 250 of them that they were able to round up. And, you know, it's an interesting fact. Like, imagine going onto the battlefield and hearing the same language being spoken on the same side, but expecting to hear Arabian or
That's fair.
on one side and Latin on the other, you know? And then all of a sudden you hear Latin and you're like, I'm fighting my own,
Yeah, that's got to be demoralizing. at
you
some
know?
points.
Exactly. And Alex.
Oh my God, we grew up down the street from one another, and
Yeah.
he's like,
That was my
"Yeah,
neighbor."
I fuck with Darius."
Right, God?
Excuse me?
And Alex, being Alex, beheads them all.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what
fuck
I would
yeah.
do.
And
I
says,
mean,
Yeah.
this is your example if you are a treacherous pig. And everyone's like, all right, you got it. And so it's furthermore Greek, 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 all the way through to the bitter end.
Say it with me. Greek, don't
Don't
crack.
crack.
Greek, don't crack.
Greek, Greek. So basically, Alex follows Memnon all the way around to all of these fucking cities. And Memnon eventually...
It's like a Scooby Doo
It literally is a little chase.
compilation of like Memnon running through doors and
And
Yes.
it sucks so bad because Memnon was actually like a really cool and glorified Persian general. And he dies.
and he got his ass handed to him.
He dies. He dies of old battle wounds on a command ship.
Ooh, embarrassing.
damn.
Yeah.
So he couldn't survive 13 years of battle.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
No, that was the other guy.
different
The other guy.
Oh,
Wrong
damn
guy.
it,
Wrong
damn
guy.
it.
He
But
always
he's
does that. He
still,
always
like-
does that.
Yeah.
But still, like,
Yeah.
it's so unglorious for
Yeah.
that type of
It's like
warrior.
you're away. You're not even
Right?
in battle.
Right?
You're not even leading. You're just on a ship.
Dies while he's running away at that.
Yeah.
So Darius gets word that his general, who he's like, yeah, go take care of this problem, stamp out this
Yeah,
fly,
easy.
is fucking dead. And he is pissed. Okay? He's like, I wanted this to be done and over with. I'm mad now. Go back to Alex. Alex is now going to a place called Gordia. And there's an urban legend this legend, not really technically an urban legend, but there's a legend in this place of the Gordian knot. where it's just this old rope that has been tied numerously into this knot.
I have a bunch of those because I don't know how to untie knots.
I know, right? It's like, oh, that's my headphones every day of the week.
Yeah.
And it's basically said that like whoever unties it becomes ruler and conqueror of all of Asia. And so Alex is like,
Alex just sets it on fire.
Alex uses it as a PR stunt. He's basically
he
like,
does.
I'm going to prove to everyone. So he just gets out his sword and goes, boop, cuts it, unties
Oh my
it.
god, he's right.
And he's like, all right, I am now ruler of Asia.
Dude,
Check this out.
They're like, wait a minute.
I know, right?
the whole takeaway from this entire podcast is if you're good at PR and marketing, you can rule the world.
Yeah.
From Alexander the Great to Adolf Hitler, all you need is marketing. You know,
Yep.
you need a Goebbels.
You need a good PR
You need a
team,
Goebbels.
man.
You need a Goebbels.
So at this point, Alex and Parmenion are at odds. Alex is like, we keep going east. And Parmenion's like, okay, but if we leave the coast, we don't get supplies.
Yeah, there's no supply lines.
What are we going to fucking do? Alex is like, we fucking pillage. And Parmenion's
Okay.
like, that might not be enough. We don't know for sure.
That'll
like,
be enough.
like, good lord, what are you doing? And so Parmenion's like starting to get really frustrated, and the soldiers start starting to see this. And so now Alex is kind of losing a little bit of morale between the soldiers.
They're like, well, he didn't technically untie the knot.
He's kind of being a cheeky bastard.
You can't untie your headphones by cutting the cable
Yeah.
in half.
So
Also, he just ruined an ancient artifact. Some artifact to the Greeks. Who knows where that's from?
oh my god.
Is that Sumerian? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. So basically, now what happens is they go to the Amanus Mountains, which is basically a mountain point right here. And it's between this little river point and a mountain range. And
East of the Mediterranean Sea?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, what's that town that it was next to? That
Tarsus.
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 Okay.
There you go.
So just outside of Tarsus.
Yeah. And Darius brings his whole army. He brings like 100,000 men. He brings the Babylon garrison. Because he's like, now is the time to stamp this bitch out.
Yeah, he's pissed. He's
He's
fucking pissed now.
So he brings everything.
Alex made him look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Alex only has 40,000 men total right now.
Yeah,
So-
but
Things aren't looking fucking good.
Damn.
But he probably read The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
No, basically, that's basically almost what happens.
He reads a book?
Alex reads all of the history of the generals who have fought against the Persians and all of the
Amazing.
Persian
Perfect.
tactics.
Amazing. Okay.
So he knows that in this battle, Darius will be centered in the middle. In Persian battle culture, I guess, I don't really know, battle formation, the king is always in the center in case something were to happen, because it's not like in the Greeks where the king was supposed to be fighting side by side, and if he died in battle, it was glorious. In Persia, it was, we need to save this figurehead. We cannot have him. We cannot lose him right now. Like, we need to protect him at all costs. It's kind of like the president.
Yeah.
Like, it's really strange, but like that's kind of how it works.
Like the president, but if the president had to be on the
battlefield. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what Alex plans is he plans to pull apart the right side of the Persian army.
Find a gap in the lines
towards
again.
the sea.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
And
it would
get a
make
gap.
sense because he knows it
knows.
worked out before. The Persians don't change their fucking tactics. So he's like, hey, what worked last time?
Hey.
Catch them off guard
If-
and
Not
push
only
into the
this.
fucking
if it ain't-
opening.
If it ain't broke, don't fix
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Not only this, but Darius, the valley isn't large enough for Darius to even bring his entire force.
Oh, even better.
So
Little bit of
there
a
wasn't even his
bottleneck.
full 100,000 men there. I'm not quite sure the exact amount, but it was quite numerous.
Man,
and he was left with about, I think they said they lost about 60,000.
Man,
Woo,
we here at Pressure Points, we fucking love
But I
bottleneck
could be
battles.
I could
Oh,
be
yeah.
wrong. I'm not entirely sure how many that they lost. But so Parmenion is on the left side, fighting the Persians. Alex is on the right side, pulling them away to the sea. And he starts to realize, oh shit, Parmenion's in danger. He's starting to lose this left side because he has a lot on his left side.
He's got a lot to deal with.
So Alex takes his cavalry and charges straight in to Darius.
Right in the middle, the little spear
and it's
tip.
so good because I think the whole time Darius is probably thinking, hold the line, and these guys are like, I don't want to get trampled by a horse.
Yeah.
Fuck. And so it's just,
Well, it's like, have you anybody who stood next to a horse even on the other side of a fence is like, I don't want to be around one of those.
Completely charging
towards me, even if there's not a dude on top of it.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
with a
I'm out.
spear in hand.
Yeah, now there's somebody
I don't
with
think I'm
something
gonna stand
sharp on
here
top.
and hold the line.
Fuck
I'm going to
that.
be dead anyway.
Yeah. I will not survive 1 horsepower. I'm fucked.
Yeah, I'm totally fucked.
So what happens is Darius is taken by his generals and is like, sorry sir, this is our duty to Persia, we need to flee. So Darius flees the battlefield and Alex is pretty distraught, to be honest. He really wants to have his moments, you know. Well, one little mistake Darius made was he thought this was going to be an ace in the hole. And so he brought his whole fucking family.
He brought his family.
He brought his wife.
That one
fight?
And
is
his,
that
and his
standard
daughter.
for Persians though?
It's standard. So
Oh my God.
it was a standard tradition to like bring your family onto the battlefield. But it was also at this point Darius was like, I'm gonna show
Yeah, he's trying to prove a point.
everyone, including my royal wife, that I can
oh
take
God.
care of this measly little
Meanwhile,
Greek fly.
They're looking through their fingers because I don't know if they have binoculars, and they're like, "Are those horses coming towards us?"
I know, God, dude.
Huh.
It's so
And Darius
fucking
is like,
funny.
shut the fuck up, I'm trying to watch my left side.
It's
Yeah.
so fucking funny. So, yeah, basically, Alex seizes the wife, and you know.
Oh, so they took Darius away, but didn't take the family?
No,
No,
family is left.
Darius fucking...
Family, because the king was the most important.
But
the
you
family didn't
you
care.
think if you had a dude with a horse, you could throw the wife on too, maybe.
I know, but they were completely far away from the battlefield.
Oh
They
my
wouldn't
God.
have been anywhere close by.
That's
They would have been at
amazing.
least like 2 miles away. if
Plus,
not
Darius
more.
is a
That's amazing.
complete bitch.
He
Oh,
was
yeah.
such a bitch,
He is
dude.
a bitch, yeah.
And it was just, it's so ironic because he's like, I'm going to show this motherfucker. And Alex is like, all right, like,
Well, at least I got his.
I'll take your spoils, man. Satira, like, acts like any other woman under, tyrannical prison, like being a prisoner under a tyrannical, what they would have been a beast, a barbarian,
Oh, yeah.
like seen as
no.
barbarians.
Oh.
And Alex is showing, he takes this moment to reflect and is like, I don't think I'm going to do anything to Satira that would further harm her or the Persian Empire. What I'm going to do is just try to get as much information out of her as I can.
Kill him with kindness.
And Satira was more than willing after she's like, yeah, my husband just fucking abandoned me. So
Yeah, right.
I will give you whatever the fuck you want, Alex.
So who is he? So who has Alex taken? He has Satira.
He has Satira and Satira's daughter.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what her name is.
That's okay.
And it's
Satira
just
too.
those two.
Yeah.
It's just those two.
Shakira.
Shakira.
Satira and Shakira.
Yeah.
Because this was,
Satira,
I
Shakira.
think, I don't know how long they were married before this, but I'm pretty sure she was pregnant. No, because they only had one daughter, if I remember right.
And he's like,
As far as I
Damn.
know.
"Hey, I brought you here to show off, but I'm outie. Go fuck
Exactly.
yourself."
Yeah.
I felt
Whoopsies.
so fucking bad. But Alex treats her like a fucking queen. He's like, I'm not gonna do anything to you. Like, I don't have the fucking time. I don't have the energy.
Dude, my
And
dick
I
hasn't
already-
worked since those studies.
I already have Hephaestus
Yeah.
dick
Well,
in my asshole every night. Like, this is just
Well, it's like
a little
it
too
hasn't
much
really
to add
worked
on.
since all that philosopher work.
Right?
you know?
So
I'm a bottom, and you don't have the parts.
Alex,
Sorry.
Alex sits her down, and he's like, I'm interested in Egypt. Do you think it would be beneficial to take it. And Satira is honest with him and says, yes, 100%. It's our hub for our wheat and barley supply 100%. And Egypt has, been under Persian rule for about 100 years now. And I should clarify, not rule, oppression for 100 years.
Yeah.
And so when Alex takes this Satira's advice and goes all the way fucking down to Memphis, they are more than willing
to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
So this is
Alexander.
So Egypt was like
Egypt was seen as like a rebel state.
No, they were like the Fremen under House Harkonnen. Until Paul Atreides, Alexander the Great,
I guess,
went to rescue them from oppression.
I can't take this guy seriously right now.
It's because I just watched it. It's because I just watched it.
What am I doing in this chair?
Hey, you wanted to be
here.
I know. I love
here.
Alexander the Great, and no one really knows about him
and how
shitty
he
became great.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So they go to Memphis, and the Egyptians are like,
"Yeah, we'll make you pharaoh." So they made
they made him pharaoh. I didn't know. I had no idea that he was actually considered a pharaoh. That's
badass.
It's
really interesting. So this is obviously before Alexandria, because Alexander made Alexandria. Memphis was considered the capital of Egypt. It was the center of it. So he goes to Memphis, and he's like, I come in peace. I'm not coming to invade you. I'm not coming to conquer you. I want to make an alliance because my soldiers need fucking food.
Yeah.
And they were like, yes, we will
actually,
take
you're our king.
Alexander the Great. Like, you have a whole army. Like, there's no way we could stand against the Persians. Like,
wait, so he fell into being a pharaoh, essentially.
Yeah.
He was just like, let's just go down there and make an alliance. Boom, you're pharaoh. You're king.
Didn't he, follow customs of the people as well? Like, he shows up and...
after he becomes pharaoh, he's like, to further dig in the nail, going off of what Dee said, he travels all the way to Amun, or Siwa, which is the site of Serapis. Serapis was an old ancient god who basically was seen as like Ra of Lower Egypt. Okay. And he was essentially the pharaoh of Lower Egypt. Serapis was the pharaoh. So this was a temple of Serapis, or a temple of Amun during this time when religion had changed in turmoil of Egypt. Anyway, so he goes to this shrine because he knows...
And he cuts a rope in half.
Oracles are there.
Oh,
and the Egyptians take Oracle's word to extremes.
So he smokes up with the oracles.
And no one has any written record of what was said to him while he was in there. He did not tell anyone what was said either. All he said to Hephaestus was, I am the son of Amun-Ra.
Oh, wait.
The son of Zeus,
and
the son of Ra. What a fucking stud.
I know.
How many...
he walks out.
He claims it.
Jesus.
He walks out and he sees... Hephaestus looks over his shoulder and he sees fucking Myrtle scurry out the back, and she has a painting of
Amun-Ra. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that is so good.
She's just been following along this whole time.
And she's just got a fucking dime bag of mushrooms.
Yeah, she got a fucking... Oh, Jesus
Alex,
Christ.
take one of these.
She's got a fart jar of the oracles of Delphi, and she puffs it in his face. Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
And it's really funny because before his journey, I mean, this was a really, really long and perilous journey to this oracle. I mean, this was through complete desert. And they were bound to run into a sandstorm. So, Bessus, which was one of Darius's advisors,
one of his bestest friends,
tells him, don't worry, Darius. Alex, Xerxes III couldn't even cross this desert with 150,000 men. There's no way Alexander is going to make it across. And somehow, Alexander makes it across.
You know what Alexander had that Xerxes didn't?
What?
Hephaestus.
True.
A dick.
A dick in his ass.
A dick in his ass. Honest to God, I think that was it. I think that was it.
The power of love.
Power of love.
The power of
True.
love.
Wow. Is this a story of love?
This is
It has
Alexander
been.
the Tyrant.
It has been since the start.
Okay, so at this point, Alex is living it up in Memphis. He's
I'm
like,
sure.
this is great.
Bro, can
I'm
you
fucking,
imagine?
like, this pretty
All of a sudden
ass
you're the king?
Persian woman on the side, because Satira eventually is like, Alex is actually not that bad of a guy, and Alex is
Ah.
like, Satira actually isn't that bad of a woman. Let's get it on.
Yeah. Mom drugged Satira and was like, "You love him. You love him. He's hot as fuck."
So and he's living it up.
I want grandkids.
She
I
saw
want grandkids.
she saw Alex changing out of the Achilles armor and just saw like the wind blew and she saw his dick and she was like, "I fuck with this guy." Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
You saw it? No,
She's
no.
like-
She was looking at the dick imprint.
she's
in the,
like,
in
maybe-
the armor.
Maybe every time I've seen Darius nude, like it was winter, I don't know, but like
Yeah.
something about Alexander
It was-
is
he just-
moistening my loins.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Another interesting story. Achilles had his gay lover Patroclus as
Nice. Hey, if you're
his-
Greek, you have a gay
as
lover.
his
That's
gay lover
everybody
too.
knows that.
I also thought that
Yeah.
was an interesting parallel too. I'm
Greek
like,
don't
Alex
crack unless
followed
it's in
Achilles.
a male's crack.
Yeah.
and
Greek
you would-
don't crack,
Well,
they bust.
and I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's silly because you would think that he would, if he were the son of Zeus, he would go after Heracles. He would be a real life Heracles, but instead he's like, no, like I'm gonna go with this. But anyway, whatever. To each their own. Whatever. Alexander the
guess.
Great.
No,
So
Alexander the gay.
when Darius
Ah,
ends up
bada bing.
fleeing, he's like, shit, I left my wife. So he sends a letter to Alex and says, I will give you 10,000 talents, which is
That's a lot of money.
a lot,
A lot of cash.
for my family, and you can keep all of the western satrapies, which were like his governed
Like that
states.
area?
Yeah.
And he says, she actually took my last name. Her last name is the Great now. I adopted your daughter.
Well, at this point,
For
Darius
real.
is in a really, really bad position.
Well,
because
yeah.
now he's like,
He's
okay,
been
now
humiliated.
my legitimacy is kind of on the line now, and
Yeah.
he's been humiliated in front of everyone. And it sucks because it's like, what are you supposed to do in that situation as a king when you're being taken away by your soldiers because it's their duty to take you
Yeah.
away?
But at the same time, like, hey, guys, grab my wife.
I know.
Yeah,
It's kind of
right?
an easy response.
I know.
You'd think.
God, it's so bad. So,
Or maybe just, why don't you guys hang out in the back?
right?
You know, like,
It's
we'll
two,
get you on the way.
It's as simple as 2 words. Where's Satira?
yeah.
Like, come on, Darius,
That's-
come on.
That's
Yeah.
basically it. That's basically it.
So he's
Uh,
getting cucked.
Yeah, and Alex
great.
is furious with this letter, obviously, for obvious reasons. He's like, first of all, I thought I was going up against this seasoned king, and now he's making all of these stupid ass demands.
Yeah,
Well, and now
now he misses his wife.
Well, to be fair, he's saying,
so
"Can
funny.
I
That's so
buy
funny.
my wife back from you?" Like,
Bitch,
bro,
if he was a strong king,
God.
he'd march an army right to him and go fuck him
Yeah.
up.
I know.
like, what the
Eventually he
fuck?
does.
But
It's
come
at
on.
this point, it's at this point where Alex goes to the coast and actually forms Alexandria. He doesn't form a city because he's like, I want a city to be named after me. It was actually very advantageous military outpost. It was
that makes
It
sense.
was
Like a supply
very
line type thing.
tactfully put.
Yeah.
like a midway point between 2 cities
I think
kind
so,
of thing.
and I think he intended it for it to be like a monopoly of everything and anything in the Mediterranean.
Because it kind of forced all of like trade routes to go through Alexandria. Now
Oh, big
instead.
time!
Well,
Big
it didn't
time.
force him. It was more
It was
convenient.
just convenient.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean.
It
is
forced it through convenience,
because
yeah.
it's convenient. Yeah,
Exactly. So
It cuts off trade from other areas.
Yeah.
and- yeah.
no, yeah, it was. I think honestly, it was a really, really good idea. So.
Oh well, why don't you just go get captured by Alexander the Great then?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, okay. Get the fuck out of here. Who are you? So at this point, one of, not to get confused with the General Menmon, but his other advisor, Mazaeus, starting to get a little half-hearted in his trust in Darius. So keep that in mind.
Okay, so there's some discontent.
No, yeah, big time.
Because they're like, wow, this guy's crying about his wife every night.
No,
Jesus.
and dude, it's just so crazy.
I can't buy her back.
So they
Alex is cooking me.
no.
He's so mean.
So
This ugly fucking bitch. She's like
He's got
writing
a
in his
doll,
fucking
and it
angry
says-
journal. He's mean
No,
girling.
he's got two
Alexander
dolls.
the Great.
One is Alexander the Great, one's him, and he makes them fight.
oh my god, I love that so much.
It's like Spaceballs.
sir, no, sir, I didn't see you playing with
I
your
didn't
dolls
see-
again.
Good. I love Spaceballs. So good.
Jesus.
So now they finally get to Gordium. Gordium is like the last stand, more or less, and it's high in the mountains. Okay, it's actually really beautiful. I think it's like, it's basically like a Wendover-esque looking place.
Oh, okay.
It's very deserty. and
Mountainous,
very
mountainous desert.
mountainous
Very
desert.
arid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, I love that.
So-
Hell yeah, it looks like Fallout New Vegas.
Fuck yeah. Don't get
that-
my dick hard.
So you have Persians on one side, Greeks on the other, and that night they're all getting ready to have a fierce battle in the morning.
Are the Greeks running Egyptian soldiers too in their
No.
loadouts?
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he managed
At least
to
had some,
gain.
right?
'Cause
he's
it
the
doesn't
pharaoh.
Really say. It doesn't really say, and I never
That's
really.
Gordium.
That is beautiful.
And it does
But yeah,
look,
you
No,
it does
yeah.
look like fucking Wendover.
You think at
Yeah.
least some of them would tag along. You know, most of them would stay back because they're working towards overthrowing the Persians.
If I remember
Had to be.
correctly, they had to have. Very likely.
Did you think they had those really cool swords?
100%. He had.
Fuck
one.
yeah,
He had
I
a
love
scimitar,
those.
or not
No.
scimitar.
I know what it's called.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Fuck the sword from the Mummy 2.
The Mummy too. Oh my
Yeah,
God, that's
with
so
the-
funny.
with the weird
I'm so glad
desert-
that was your first
Yeah.
example.
Is it a Giphos?
No,
Shifos?
I don't
Let me
know.
see. Let me
I
see.
just
And they-
Let me
searched.
see. Let me see.
I just searched cool Greek sword.
Let me see. Let me
no,
see,
no,
let me see.
cool Egyptian sword.
Oh, Egyptian
'Cause
sword.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember at the end of the Mummy 2, when they're all those mummies are chasing those guys who are like
Yeah.
the soldiers, and they just do that one move where they like flip the sword up and
Yeah.
it decimates them.
Kopesh.
Kopesh, there we go. So cool. I'm gonna get a
He
functional.
didn't have that one, but
I found a website that sells functional Kopeshes.
dude, that's amazing.
They're like $300. I'm gonna save up for
I'm
one,
gonna say one for one.
and then we can have a
too.
sword fight
Dude, how
with
would we
reals. We would get fucked up.
Yeah, we would totally. Get fucked up.
We would get stitches and broken bones.
Aren't those usually meant for
Killing
killing
people.
No shit. For javelins and spears on horseback.
No, I don't
Huh.
know. I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
I
not
just
a
think they
clue.
look cool.
Seems like it.
All right, so they're getting ready to fight
Right. And
in Wendover, Utah.
I just want you to take a wild guess what happens that night. It's a natural phenomenon.
A tornado.
Lightning,
No.
A volcano.
fairy lights,
Something that like you would think would give really bad vibes.
An earthquake.
eclipse.
Yes. An eclipse happens
yeah.
that night.
That's
right
badass.
before the battle. And in Persian lore, an eclipse is bad. Gods are like, this is not your victory. You will have imminent defeat.
Not unless you're
That's
Darius.
badass that it just happens to be timed with
I
that.
know.
Like, that's so cool.
So Darius is looking up at this fucking eclipse. And he
He's like, I miss my wife.
He turns to Mazaeus and
He's like,
Bessus,
I should have worn my eclipse glasses.
Oh my god.
and basically he says, "Go tell the men that the Magi said this is a good omen."
Really?
This is-
Go tell the people that they're lying.
Yeah, and Bessus
Just
and
fucking
Mazaeus
Gatekeeps his entire
don't
battalion.
really like this idea.
Yeah,
he
I can
orders
see why.
Mazaeus to go, and as soon as Mazaeus goes, Bessus is kind of just like,
Yo, what the fuck?
I think differently. I think the Magi would think differently.
Maybe we
And
should ask
Darius
them.
just says, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah, I
And you're
kinda
just
figured.
like, "Oh Jesus!" Like
Oh,
Darius
God.
knows he's fucked. Like, and it's just
Yeah.
like and it's crazy because he's like, "I have the numbers, I have the power, and yet somehow
I just
Man.
know. I feel it.
I'm
That's-
just not gonna get it."
I wonder
That's-
I wonder if Alex is going to find a break in their line and split the right off.
Oh my God, you're so right. It happened.
No, are you shitting me? They didn't change their tactics again?
No. Mm-mm. So, and you know what happens this time, though? It's really, really
It'll
funny.
work this time. It'll work this time, I swear.
It's so fun. You're going to laugh so hard. So, this battle is fucking intense. Alex almost dies 3 or 4 times. I forgot to mention, in his very first battle at that river, he almost dies, but actually gets saved by one of his captains, which is like kind of foretold as like, oh, like he was super reckless in the very beginning. He didn't really think a lot of things through, but at the same time,
he's also
it was
trying
like,
to prove himself.
He did kind of think it through, just in a very reckless way that these soldiers and these generals just weren't used to.
He didn't have the experience, maybe.
Also, that I would assume
The Achilles
just
armor
not on
didn't
this
fit
scale
properly.
either. Not on this scale.
Yeah.
God. So he before the battle, this is just so fucking amazing. Darius is like, okay, I'm gonna send one last plea to Alex before the battle.
Parlay!
And he's like, send word to Alex. And Bessus is like, all right, I'll send Mazaeus. And he's like, no. Don't send Mazaeus. Send word to Alex. In this word, he tells Alex, I will let you have the wife of Mazaeus.
Oh, what a bitch!
In order to cease fire, I will give you anything you ask. Like, it's basically him, like, pleading, like, please don't kill me.
Who's Mazaeus' wife?
Mazaeus' wife.
How can he just like deal that out?
So,
Nymphanius the Milky or something.
Because I completely forgot
Mazaeus'
exactly
wife?
How
Is it like
she was.
his daughter?
Was she like well known to
I'm
like
pretty sure he was his niece.
biggest tits in
Oh,
Persia?
okay.
or
So
something?
somebody that's Darius adjacent, not just some rando.
No. Let's see.
Mazaeus' wife.
Can
I
you
don't know.
imagine?
Oh, okay, so she was Satira the second.
Oh, okay. So
It was
his daughter.
second daughter.
Oh my god, dude.
Wait,
And-
he's like,
and-
give me the
and
wife back.
here's-
You can have this
here's
kid.
and they were
Oh my
married.
God.
They were fully joined and everything.
Yeah.
And Darius was like, you can have my daughter that is I already promised and wed to my
Yeah.
best friend.
To the guy that I told to lie about our religion
Yeah.
last night.
And so
Ooh, what a scumbag.
Alex getting this letter is like
He's like, hey, can I get Mazaeus on the line?
basically that's
No,
what happened.
oh my God.
Not
That's
like,
amazing.
He has one of his like scouts like, hey, give this letter to Mazaeus. So
Doesn't he have Satira too as a fucking?
oh.
Doesn't he
Forgot
have
to
her
mention.
captured right
so,
now?
Statira at this point has actually passed away. She died.
No,
in
the
childbirth.
daughter. Is that not who
No,
Mazaeus?
this is
Well,
the second daughter. Isn't
This
it?
is the second daughter that they already had captive. Okay, so
Okay,
I
so
think
they
they only
have-
had one daughter, and it's Satira the second.
okay.
So she was already
so
being
she's
held
already
captive.
captive.
Alex still had her. Mama Satira, was pregnant with Alex's
So
child.
So
child.
Darius-
and then
Does Darius
died
not
in
know that
childbirth.
Satira is dead?
No, he knew.
yeah, and Darius just
It
goes,
just fueled
hey.
his like
Yeah.
anger.
So
He's like, okay,
Darius-
you can keep her.
Sorry,
you
I
can
forgot to
keep-
No,
mention that.
no,
in
you're
the-
good.
You're good.
So Darius is just like, hey, you can keep the thing you've already captured.
The daughter.
Yeah.
You've already fucked my
so-
wife.
Yeah.
Now you can fuck my daughter.
Hey,
Yeah.
even though you already have her, you can have her. Like,
Yeah.
and Alex reads it and he goes, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
And he just throws the paper over his shoulder.
So Hephaestus is like,
Fucking idiot.
I'm gonna meet Mazaeus at the riverbed, and I'm gonna give him this letter. So he does, and Hephaestus is like,
badass.
listen,
Well, it's because he's jealous
uh,
of Satira.
he's like, listen, Mazaeus, like, now's not a bad time.
Yeah, if you're gonna,
We have the perfect money. We have everything for you right now.
you
So-
can defect.
hey, you know
and
how
then he just leaves.
you know
He's
how
like,
we
think on it, my man. Think on it.
He could potentially get back with his wife, Satira the Second,
Exactly.
and be like, "Hey, he just sold
And
out
that's
your
what-
wife.
That's what Alex
You can
says.
come back."
Alex is
Like-
like, if you like, I will give you your wife back, and you guys can go. Like,
Yeah.
you guys can go.
Because it cucks him
And Mazaeus-
Darius
Yeah.
again.
And so-
Hephaestus says, hey, you know how we cucked your boss? Your boss is trying to cuck you.
Yeah. Do you want
God,
that to
dude,
happen?
It sucks so
What?
bad.
No, that is genius.
I know for
on
Alex
on the Greek side.
Yeah.
To just
So-
be like, hey,
And
Look at
it's
this treachery.
And I think it's because Alex was a philosopher that he played politics really well in this situation, because he's like, he had Satira in his ear up until she died, saying, "This is what Darius is going to do. This is how Darius acts. This is Darius. So Alex
he's
is like,
shut up.
he's
about
going to try this. He's going to do
they're
this.
fucking, and it's like,
So-
this is what Darius would do.
So now
Darius didn't do this.
Darius would come by now.
Alex does the same thing and says, "This is exactly what Darius would do. I'm going to split up his loyalty
Yeah. Split him up.
by bribing."
Oh,
And that's exactly basically what they do. But like, I don't think he doesn't really bribe Mazaeus with money. He just bribes
says,
him with
"Hey, you want to be
the
with your wife?"
spoils of war.
and well, also just the knowledge that your best friend just sold you out, essentially.
So they give Hephaestus, hands Mazaeus the letter, says, "Think about it," and leaves. So Mazaeus brings the letter back to Darius, hands it to him, and says, "Your offer's been answered," and walks away. So now Darius is in, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
My BFF.
What's gonna happen? So in this battle, Mazaeus ends up fleeing halfway through.
Oh yeah, his heart's not in
His
it.
heart's not in it. He sees that Alex is winning in overwhelming odds because he's done it again.
The exact
He's
same
pulled
thing.
them apart and gone straight for Darius. Surprise, surprise. And it's so silly because at one point where the person's like, maybe we should like stop this.
You know,
maybe we should
well,
this has happened twice now.
This is such a human thing, because look at like the Revolutionary War. The colonial battle.
Oh, no, yeah, I
that
guess
the
you're
British would
right.
do, where most of the war they would just like,
Papa.
they'll stand up and we'll do a battle line, and they'll stand up and we'll take turns shooting at each other, and then they'd like shoot him in the back.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we'll just fight them with guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, fuck it.
It's
Like,
fucking insane.
So stupid.
So he runs after Darius yet again, and surprise, 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 Darius flees yet again.
Does he leave behind his new wife?
He doesn't have a new wife at this
Yeah, that'd be
time. It's
funny,
too short
though.
of a time period.
No, he
So-
leaves his dog this time. He's like, whatever.
So when Darius leaves, Mazaeus is like, all right, yeah, like this is not it. Like this is completely lost.
Yeah, this guy sucks.
I give up. So he surrenders. Darius and Bessus are now miles away from the battlefield, knowing that everyone is being slaughtered, and he's lost his kingdom. And he's talking to Bessus, and he's kind of just saying, like, you know, what if we could change something? What if we could build a world based off of honesty and truth?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Darius,
sure.
And
Darius has the
everything.
fucking gall to say, man, what about peace on
What
Earth?
about honor?
I know.
What about
What-
honor?
what about
It's
peace on Earth
You're
and
like, get
world-
out of here, you bitch.
Goodwill to man.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think that just triggered
that-
Bessus.
yeah.
And Bessus kills him, puts a sword
fuck
right
yeah.
through his back.
So
He's like,
what
shut the
happened?
Fuck up.
And it's probably like, you brought ruin to our empire.
Yeah.
This
You're
is
a
how you should
dipshit.
go.
No. So what happened is Darius goes, hey, Bessus, what was your wife's name again? Do you think if I offered her to
my
Alex, he would
God.
give up? And Bessus is like, man, shut the fuck
that
up.
would exactly be.
Just
No,
stabs him.
It's like when people on death row like convert to Christianity or something.
Yeah.
Yep,
He's like,
yep.
no, I was actually good
I
at
was
the
good.
end.
Don't trust me.
Remember me as someone who's
Just don't
strived
ask.
for world
Don't
peace.
ask any of my close friends. Just
Yeah, exactly.
So Alex wins. He gains Persia. He takes over Babylon. He has many orgies and festivals,
Of course.
and he doesn't want to stop there.
And
Is he
he's
wants to
satisfied
keep
with
going.
the way that he wins, though?
No, definitely not. That's
Because
why
Darius
I think that
dies
pushes him more
via
to
snake.
To keep going.
keep going. Yeah, and
That's fair.
and Alex finds him, and
Like
even
dead Darius?
Yeah, dead Darius, and even says like this wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to
Yeah.
be this way, and it's not a way a king should die.
I mean, it's the way a lot of kings have died, though.
Should die, Honestly, it was a lot better than being poisoned by your best friends. You're stabbed in the back instead.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing.
He wanted a 1v1. He really wanted a 1v1.
He wanted to,
He wanted to be the one
have
to
the battle.
Yeah.
And
Well, it
I
also
think-
looks better on paper for him if he fucking wins that battle.
Yeah, rather
No,
than,
yeah.
oh, well, he wins by default.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
he's
think
dead? Okay, well,
Dude,
I win.
One of the
also-
players on the other basketball team passed out of the
Yeah.
bathroom, hit their head,
Player-
and died.
Oh, God.
Player 2 is disconnected.
Yeah, yeah.
I really think it stuck with him until the day he died. He died when he was 35 years old.
Ooh.
And he died from old wounds, but they're not exactly sure what he died from. They're thinking
Syphilis.
maybe syphilis, maybe malaria, maybe
A
West
bad-
Nile.
a bad
West Nile
anal-
was actually starting to become very prevalent around that
An
time. West
unclean
Nile virus.
anal bead is what got him.
Yeah.
At one point,
Unwashed foreskin.
dude, but he was an incredible warrior after that. He went to Egypt and did a lot of the fighting over there, and God, geez, some of the wounds that he got that were fatal was an arrow wound to the chest.
And he's just like, this is
And the physician was able to get it out cleanly for him, and somehow
He
he was
shot
able to
another arrow
finish
at it.
the battle and win.
You got to cut the meat around it.
But that, I think it was shortly
use
after that
use
he
another
passed away.
arrow to bring it out.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's damn.
But if I remember correctly, he dies in Babylon,
Oh, hell yeah.
and then his body is taken to Alexandria, and then his body is then taken out of Alexandria, and we don't know where his body is now.
It went to Cleopatra's.
It was. Some people think that.
She had him fucking
I'm
dipped.
pretty sure it was one of the Ptolemy pharaohs, which was a pharaoh. Ptolemy was actually one of Alexander the Great's generals. He just didn't have much of a role besides being his general and giving him advice and stuff like that. But Ptolemy the first was actually the first Ptolemy to become pharaoh of Egypt. And so I think it was Ptolemy the third who was like, I don't want Alexander in Alexandria. It's like Roman custom to have him in Rome as a Roman ruler. Like, he should be there and buried there. Because at this time, you had Roman
The
dictators.
Romans going fucking around.
Exactly. And-
Roman don't crack.
and it,
I'm just kidding.
It doesn't
and,
flow.
You know, it's crazy though, because it was serious that they were like, if you're not buried in Roman soil, you're considered a traitor.
Yeah,
For the rest
it's like
and your
It's like the
family.
Catholics.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so that, and then a long transit,
Yeah, didn't they lose his body or something?
they lost his body. I don't know if they
Or-
lost it or if it was stolen and put back, or stolen and put into the Nile because, or in the Valley of the Kings, because Egyptians believed that's
It should go there.
originally where it should have gone. So
Yeah.
no one really knows where his body is now, because
Yeah.
and they know it's not in Alexandria.
So here's my question. As a child, I was extremely worried about things like the Bermuda Triangle
Oh yeah.
and Bigfoot and things like that. Why was it called the Lost City of Alexandria when it's on a map and we know where Alexandria is?
I don't know why they would say the lost city. I wonder if it's
always said
just
that growing
because now, and it went under siege quite often, and I'm pretty sure it was an emperor who was given orders by the Christians to take down the lighthouse brick by brick. And they had taken it halfway down.
Oh, so it wasn't like the missing city Alexandria. It was like the
Buried-
conquered.
I think it was like
the
the buried
conquered slash buried.
I'm assuming
city of
buried
Alexandria.
city of Alexandria, because that's the state it's currently in right now. I mean,
Oh, okay.
and the burning of Alexandria completely a loss of a whole part of civilization. That's
Oh.
another loss.
Oh.
Another loss.
Apparently, the phrase "Lost City of Alexandria" isn't talking about the city Alexandria, but a city that Alexander built, which was Heracleon,
Oh, Heracleum.
the one that sunk under the ocean.
Oh yeah.
That's sunken now. That's what they were talking about. That whole my entire childhood, I always thought they were talking about the city of Alexandria
Well,
that
you would-
still
when
exists.
When
and
you
we know
would
where it is.
think, you would think that that's exactly what they're talking
Yeah,
about. when
but
they go
really
to
they're
Lost
they're
City.
talking about they actually did just lose a city under the ocean.
That's
sometimes.
insane.
Whoops.
Sorry. Okay. Now that answered. I could have Googled that 20 years ago. and known.
That's okay. Now you're learning today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Alexander the
There's-
Great was a crazy guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and
he conquered Persia when he was like fully conquered Persia while he was 26 years old.
Yeah,
Fully
so
conquered.
if
and
you're
what the fuck did I do?
so if you're
Got a 4-year
27, what
degree?
the fuck are you up to? Get it together.
I think I'm 28 now. I can't remember though.
That's insane.
I'm either 27 or
You
28.
should drop your whole social security number on it.
Hey, will you guys double check my social security number is 555?
Oh Jesus.
Well, yeah. I mean, shit. Thanks for coming on. We're definitely gonna have you do these in the future. This is a lot of fun.
Fuck
we appreciate
no, don't
having you
ever
on.
call me back
Ever
here.
have me come back?
Hell
I hated
yeah.
this. This was the worst
This
time
was,
of my life.
you know what? Honestly, worst episode
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to go throw up right now.
Yeah, same. But yeah, we appreciate you hopping on. We'll
No
bring you on in the
problemo.
future if you find any other
I love
Alexander.
this.
Yeah,
The
it's fun.
great
It's
stories,
fun, right?
yeah,
it's a
Telling
good
a
time.
story,
It is fun.
and
We'll
just kind
get
of,
another new mic so that it's not so
it's a little
so shitty.
a little better.
Contribute to the Patreon,
yeah.
and we can order a new mic.
Yeah, speaking of
There
which,
you go.
if you are interested in supporting us on Patreon, go check it out. We do an exclusive episode every single month. If you can't afford to do it, that's okay. By all means, go do a fucking free tier. We have a free episode that's on there, finishing up the Jonestown series. AJ is currently working on and releasing episodes for his Voices series. Go check us out on there. Even if you just click on it, click around, whatever, it fucking works. We really appreciate it. You got those names, boss?
I do. I was looking at our notifications. We have a comment that I gotta read, but of course we've got. I gotta move my microphone. Minnie D, Thomas, and Toddlewaddle. That is the board. They want us to let you know that Adolf Hitler is descended from Alexander the Great, according to Adolf Hitler.
Oh, bad take.
That's a true statement, though.
Interesting.
That according to Adolf Hitler, he did say he was related to Alexander the Great. Obvious lie. But we don't tell the board that. We just let them, believe whatever they want. And
It's
then,
so clear. You can totally see it in his
yeah,
eyes,
in his face,
in his
In his
hair.
mustache.
in his
Yeah.
mustache.
Really
Alexander
similar
the Great had the
mustaches,
same
yeah.
mustache.
Right.
Same
totally.
Same cut of their jib.
Don't ever say that again. You call me a 90-year-old grandpa.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
And then, of course, we've got Abby, AJ's third nut. It's a different Abby, by the way. Nordic It's not. Nordic Thunder, Weston, Dark Runner, D's Nuts, G-Dog, Hayden,
AJ's
Lara
third
Revo.
nut.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's great. And Lindo. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
Wow, thanks guys.
Yeah.
And as always, if you guys ever have any recommendations for movies, TV shows, music, books, fucking articles, show ideas, if you have memes that pertain to our show, whatever, or I mean, if you just want somebody to talk to, by all means,
Hit us up on Threads.
reach out to us on Instagram or our website, pointsofpressure.com, ppdnaj@gmail.com as well, and we will catch you guys next Monday.